This video is the solution for the logs question on page 491 of Text and Tests 4, question 26. So again, first of all, glancing across this, I don't see any apparent base. If there's no apparent base, it's going to be a base 10. If you've watched the video on question 25, you'll have noted that we didn't actually really need to use the base at any stage in our solution. Still, it's nice to know what it should be, should it be necessary to refer to it. Okay, so at this point then I need to think about the rules that I can apply. So I can see here on the left hand side of my equation that I'm adding these two log terms. That means I'm going to need to use rule 1, which is the rule where I change addition into multiplication. Don't forget, have your log tables next to you, and I really advise pausing the video and applying yourself to it, then playing again and checking to see if you're correct. So on the left hand side, rule 1, what's that going to look like? So I'm going to multiply those brackets together to get log 2x plus 3 by x minus 2. And then on the right hand side, that looks a bit funny, 2 times log x. Okay, so what I'd like to do here is apply rule 3, and rule 3 is the one involving powers. So because I'm multiplying by 2 in front, I can bring it up and I can put it as a power on x. You'll notice on this line that I didn't put in my base 10. You can if you like, but you don't have to. Okay, so again, I can see that I've got one term on each side of the equal sign. The term on the left-hand side of the equal sign looks a bit bulky, but it's just one term still because it's log being applied to all of this stuff. So it's one log term. And on the other side of the equal sign, I have one term as well. And the log is the same base in both cases. So I can now cancel the log out and just work with the algebra it contains. So now I've got what looks like a fairly straightforward calculation. This is going to turn into a quadratic. And then I'm going to want to solve for x. Again, pause the video, do this bit yourself, and then play and see if you got it correct. So multiplying out on the left-hand side will give me 2x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 6, and then equals to x squared on the right. And then I'll just bring everything to one side and tidy it up a little bit. Of course, don't forget I can only work with quadratics when they're equal to 0, so that's really important that I have that on the right-hand side there at the end. Tidying up, so I'm going to get x squared minus 1x minus 6 equals to 0. I'm going to factorize this now and solve. My factors are x minus 3 by x plus 2 equals to 0. So I get x equals 3 and x equals minus 2. Now I have to go back and I have to check to see, do all of these terms in the, or these expressions I should say, in the brackets end up being positive? See this guy here at the end as well. If any of them ends up being negative, well then I have to ditch the solution that led to that situation. So let's go and have a check. I'm going to start by checking the x at the end here. It's really pretty apparent that if x is minus 2, this value here is a negative because it's just the x. So it saves me having to work through all the other expressions. That one doesn't work. That one gives a negative. Straight away, x equals minus 2 can be eliminated. Okay, so x equals minus 2, that would give a negative. So no, I can't accept it. So straight away now, I'm going to go down here to my x equals minus 2. And I'm going to eliminate it as a possibility. I'll check now for x equals 3 as well for the 3 terms up here. Looking at the log x, it's not going to cause a problem because x is just 3. So I'm fine on that one. Let's check x minus 2. That gives me 1. That's fine, it's positive. And finally, let's check 2x plus 3. That gives 9 in this case. Again, that's positive, so I'm happy. So notice I checked everything for x equals 3 because everything kept working out okay. But with x equals minus 2, the very first one that I chose to use ended up being a negative. Straight away, it was out of the game. So my solution in this particular question is just x equals 3. It's highly unlikely that you'd ever have to cross both solutions off, but you will find that fairly frequently you'll have to cross off one.